I think, to me personally, there's a real danger to when guys who have like swimming pools or something try to go and make a throwback record. It often sounds like guys who have like swimming pools making a throwback record. You know what I mean? To me. And so I just didn't want to do that.
Fall Out Boy has been no stranger to evolution, being a pop punk band working with Kanye West, Pharrell, and after taking a break, coming back and reinventing their whole style for Save Rock and Roll, then American Beauty, American Psycho to follow. After lots of delays, Mania would finally come out, which would be their most experimental work to date. After some backlash from Mania, they would go the longest they ever have from releasing an album, until January 2023, where they would release Love from the Other Side, the first song for their brand new album, So Much for Stardust. Fans were delighted to hear an older, more rock-centric song from the band, not to mention the lyrics were alluding to a more grand album to come, giving us a taste of what was to come. Let's take a deep dive into Fall Out Boy's midlife crisis, So Much for Stardust. While the production on this album is really interesting to me, like Love from the Other Side being very hard-hitting and a great album opener with the strings coming in, and then Heartbreak Feels So Good being a really fun, catchy pop song, while What a Time to Be Alive sounds like a Patrick Stump musical, and Fake Out and So Much for Stardust, the closers, sound really dark and moody, and Heaven, Iowa really shows off Patrick Stump's vocals. I really want to dive into the themes of this album because I think thematically and lyrically this is one of the most interesting Fall Out Boy albums. Now, when looking at the themes, Pete and Patrick are the sole like lyricists of the band, so I'll mainly be talking about maybe lyrics that Pete had put in there or Patrick, so sorry Andy and Joe. When looking at the themes for So Much for Stardust, I think it's important to look where Mania had left off, and I think Bishop Knife Trick, the last song on Mania, really actually connects to So Much for Stardust and the kind of eerie feeling that it leaves ending the album. Bishop Knife Trick left us with a sense of existential crisis that Fall Out Boy was feeling at the time, and that definitely blends into So Much for Stardust, with the biggest theme of the album being death and what is the point to all of this.
I realized that the shell's empty. There's no point to any of this. It's all just a random lottery of meaningless tragedy and a series of near escapes.
Life is just a game, maybe. I'm stuck in a lonely loop, my baby.
There's also an apocalyptic feeling to this album as well, with the word apocalypse being brought up a lot, and I think that probably just has to do with maybe feeling like the world is ending around you. There's lots of themes of seclusion and insecurity. On the final track, So Much for Stardust, I think all these themes fully come to fruition and just explode. With how chaotic our world is and how much horrible stuff we see on a daily basis, it can feel like the world is ending around us, and we're not getting any younger. But I think that makes it more of a point to live every day as if it were your last, and live every day to your fullest. And I think that's what So Much for Stardust is trying to say, and that's why I love this album so much.
March away. Like we're all like just headed towards non-existence. You know what I mean? And it's like it can be, to me, I think it's overwhelming. You know what I mean? cause like paralysis, or it can make you do a lot of stuff, you know. And I think that the